In this video, we're going to take a look at searching. The Horseless Carriage Club's Gazette database contains about 40,000 entries on photos and articles that have appeared in the Gazette over the entire history since 1938. Obviously, that's too much to just start poking through to find something of interest, so you're going to need to know how to search for the information you want. While we look at that, it's important to keep in mind this number right up in here. This always tells you the number of records that you're looking at. Each record represents one issue, and right now there are 465 issues in there. But as we search, we're going to narrow down that group of issues that we're looking at so that it's easier to find the information we're looking for. Suppose I want to look for information on brush automobiles. If I enter in the word brush in this search bar in the top right-hand corner, and then press enter, it's going to go through and find me just the magazines that have brush mentioned somewhere in them. Now, this could be anywhere. Up here, it tells me there are 180 of them out of the 465. And somewhere, it might be here, there's a photo of a brush. It could be down here, there's an article about a brush. It could even be in the notes. Maybe there's just a reference to a hairbrush in a fashion article, but if the word brush appears somewhere in one of these entries, then it's going to be included in this group of records that we're looking at right now. And I can start making my way through them and just click through and find them, take a look for what I'm looking for. That's the simplest way to start looking for information. Now, there's still 180 magazines here, so it's probably not that efficient to start looking just for the word brush or Cadillac or Rio, or especially Model T. So there's got to be some other ways to sort, and that's what we'll take a look at next. The View All button allows me to look at just photos or articles or covers, and this will help in narrowing down your search and getting a better look at these things. So I'm going to go back to click the Show All button here, so that now we're going back to looking at all 465 issues. And I'm going to go to just the list of photos. Here, there are 23,000 to look at. I need to narrow that down a little bit. So now if I click on Brush and press Enter, it goes through and finds me just the issues that have brush photos. And there are 300 photos over all of the issues. And if I look down here, they all appear. If I want to sort them, there are different ways to sort. If I want to sort by year, I click on year, and it goes through and it sorts them in year order. If I just move back to the top of this list, there they go. There are a few with no year. They're listed at the top, and then underneath that, they start going by the years that have been identified. If I want, I can sort them by body style. And now I've got runabouts, and in fact, they're all probably going to be runabouts. But if there are other things, there we go. Down there, they would be listed. At the top, there'll be some that have no body style listed. If I want to sort them by volume number in the magazine, then I can click on this V right here, and it goes through and sorts all of these 300 pictures. And I can get them listed from the earliest volumes to the latest volumes. So that's helpful also. And I'm looking at a pretty good list of brush photographs here. I might want to sort them out a little bit further. Maybe I just want a listing of 1907 brushes, 1907 brush, and then I press enter on that, and that sorts things out a little bit better. Now, it's important to keep in mind that this search really looks for anything that says 1907 or brush. So it's possible that something might pop in here that's not going to be part of this collection, or it might be referred to in the notes. And this little button here, the plus sign, will show me what's in the notes. And if you look here in the photo notes for this picture, there is a 1911 brush. And that's why this record is included. The 1907 Rio picture is included in this listing. So if I don't want this one, I can just click on this line, make it blue, and then I can say remove, and now it's not part of that list. So this is a much better way to start narrowing down the information I want. I'm only looking at 32 photos now instead of 300. If I want, I can bookmark these, and there's a video later on about using bookmarks, so you can uh, check that out later once you want to know what to do with bookmarks. But I've now bookmarked all of these entries. Or I can print out this list and have a paper copy by just clicking on print and then OK, and it'll print me a nice paper copy, and I can refer to that later if I need to. So that's the main way of searching. The second easiest way of searching, just go to the photo listing or the article listing and enter in your search phrase and see what you come up with. At any time you want, you can click on this red arrow and it will take you right to that article listing in the Gazette database. So if I'm interested in this one in volume 14, number 3, I click on the red arrow and it takes me to volume 14, number 3, and it even takes me highlighting in blue the particular photo that I'm looking for right there. And if I click on the blue arrow now for that particular photo, it's going to load up this issue as a PDF file in my browser and take me right to that page 18 of the file, so that I can see the photo. So I can get in a few clicks, I can get from looking for these photos to actually seeing the photo in the magazine from volume 14 in 1952. I'm going to go back now to view all in the articles section. And when I do that, it takes me to all of the articles. There are 13,000 of them. And if I do a similar search, perhaps I'm interested in a different topic. Maybe I'm interested in a topic like carburetor, and then I press enter. And now it will go through and find me just the articles on carburetors, and there are 38 of them. And I can start looking through there. Again, I can sort them by article title if I click here, or by the author's last name or the author's first name, or I can click on volume and sort them by the volume number to get them from oldest to newest. It might be an interesting search to look for all the articles by a certain author. So I could enter in Hoonsbean or Sharon or Campbell or one of the other people who has entered in articles, and I can find all of their articles. But there's another way to search the article list, and that's with these topics right up here. These topics correspond to the checkboxes that you saw earlier when you're looking at the record with the full issue. And so maybe I just want to find fashion articles. So if I click on fashion, then it goes through and it finds me all of the fashion articles that have been listed. So this is another easy way if you want to you're looking for a certain type of an article. I should mention at this point that I'm working on the online version of the database, so it's working a little slower to sort these articles. On your locally installed version, it's going to sort much quicker and you'll find them much easier. So here it is, a list of 538 fashion articles from all of the years of the Gazettes. And if I go up to the top here, there we go. They're sorted here alphabetically, but if I wanted to, I could sort them by volume number. And now they're sorted from the earliest down to the latest. And if you want to see the notes on a particular item, you can click on notes and see what's in there. In the earlier articles, there aren't a lot of notes, but in more recent ones, we've been adding in notes as we go through them. And so there's information there to choose from. If I'm interested in, perhaps I'm interested in the humor articles, I can click on that. It goes through, does the same thing, searches and finds me all the humor articles from years gone by. Cartoons, Asinine Alley, volume. I can sort them by volume and get them as they went by. So these topics up here are there to help you narrow down your search. And so they're worth using also. Those would be the most basic ways to search for articles or for photos, using the search bar up here or searching according to the categories that are listed in there. I'll go back to data entry here, and that is the end of our first session on searching. Hopefully that will help you find the information you're looking for. There will be a more advanced search for those of you that want to dig a little deeper into some of this stuff and get a little bit more into using the database features. Keep in mind that anytime you want, if you've narrowed down this search, you can click this button here, Show All, which will take you back to the full collection of all of the records you're looking at, either all of the issues, or if you're in the photo list or the article list, all of the articles. And that's about it for now, I think, for searching.